Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right, yeah, it's time to pick the winners. Week 4 predictions. Brought in my my crew of pickers, and we're going to get right into this and pick out the winners and losers of the most interesting games of the weekend. All right, folks, we're getting ready to have another. This will be Week 4 Pick'em series, and I got a couple of guys over here that have been kind of killing it a little bit. As you can see, Andy is now at 21-7 against the spread.
What?
You're in the wrong game, man. Forget music, playing the keyboard and all that. You need to get into the gambling.
I make so much money doing it, I can't quit it.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
And Charlie Bob's doing good at 16-12. I am 16-12 as well. Last week, Andy went 7-2. I went 6-3. Charlie Bob went 5-4. So I'm now tied for second. And in case anybody's wondering if we're really keeping it all up, there's all the chicken scratch. I don't know if you can see it with the camera. You probably can't. But anyway, it's the real deal Holyfield. And Andy, he's hot as a firecracker, and he knows it.
He hardly mentioned it, hadn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely hardly mentioned it.
This is what we call the deadly game. I'm in it for keeps.
All right, we're going to go over the most interesting games that most people are going to be watching on TV and all of that, just like we always do. I've got 8 games lined up. Of course, we're going to go over the Tennessee UAB. I'm going to save that one for last, as well as the Auburn, Oklahoma, because we've got our Auburn expert and Charlie Bob. And, of course, Andy and we know our Tennessee pretty well, to say the least. Now, let's start out. Let's pull up some of these games. We'll start going over them, and we'll get these guys' picks. All right, folks, we're going to start out with the first game, which is Texas Tech at Utah. And Utah's -3.5 in this ball game. And this one is pretty interesting. I watched Utah. I watched them play the entire game against UCLA, and, of course, they just beat them into the ground. This Dampier guy that they brought in, they got him from a group of 5. He was with the Lobos of New Mexico. He looks fantastic. I mean, he's really good. And I like them to beat Texas Tech, even with the -3.5, especially at Utah, because their defense is so good. Now, Texas Tech is good. That's the team that's been spending the money. And both these teams are 3-0. Y'all take a pick here at Texas Tech and Utah. I'm taking Utah.
I believe I will too. I'm going to go with Utah. They have a really good defense. And Texas Tech, like you said, has spent a lot of money, and they're getting better. They got a lot of talent, and they always have a good offense. But I'll take Utah here.
All right, Charlie Bob.
I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go Texas Tech. I think maybe they'll go down there and into Utah and pick up the win, get out of there. I think maybe they'll win by a touchdown.
Okay. All right, so you're going to take the points.
Yep.
All right, so let's get into the next game. This is one I don't know why I almost missed this one. Syracuse at Clemson. And, of course, the Tennessee Vols, we played Syracuse, so we have a pretty good idea of what we're dealing with there. Clemson's been struggling. They've lost 2 ball games. They barely lost to LSU and Georgia Tech. Both are really good teams. So, Clemson's not as bad as everybody thinks they are at 1-2. And, of course, Dabo lost his gourd. Going bananas after the ball game.
If we stink because we haven't played for the national championship since January of 20, well, I guess we stink. Or we haven't won it since January of 19. We haven't won the national championship. Well, then I guess we stink. But why are we held to a different standard from all these other teams out there who ain't ever won nothing? We're not perfect, and we may suck this year. We may lay a freaking egg and go 6-6, but I don't think so. And I know that's going to disappoint a lot of people, but I don't think so.
Let's talk about this one. Syracuse is 2-1, Clemson 1-2. We already kind of know about Angeli being the quarterback of Syracuse. This is one Clemson might clean their clock. Let's go. Let's let Andy pick first.
Yeah, Syracuse is not very good defensively, especially. We saw that, and I think Clemson, they've got to make a statement here. I mean, Dabo's starting to hear some noise down there, off to a rough start, and they had high expectations going into the season. I think Clemson takes care of Syracuse. They handle them and cover.
All right, Charlie Bob,
What'd you say the spread was?
16.5. It's a lot.
Yeah, I think Clemson covers that pretty easy. I don't see them. I don't see Syracuse giving them much of a game. Right
Yeah,
now.
it seems like whenever Dabo kind of goes bananas, the team usually responds. And we saw that with Alabama when they were ready to kick Kalen DeBoer to the side with $60 million in his pocket. So I'm going to take Clemson as well, even though I hate giving up that many points. But it is at Clemson, and I think they'll make a statement for the season because they need that. They need to show the world they can tee it up. All right, so let's go to our next game. So, yeah, Michigan versus Nebraska. And, again, we'll come back to Auburn and Tennessee, and I'll tell you about this one. Michigan, of course, is 2-1. They lost to Oklahoma, which was a good game, but Michigan doesn't have much offense. Nebraska is 3-0. They haven't beaten anybody. They barely got by Cincinnati, which was their one decent win. Michigan is -1.5. It's at Nebraska. This could be a low-scoring game because Michigan's defense is really good and Nebraska's offense is okay. Man, I hate to take Michigan. I really do, but I'm going to go ahead and pick first. Darn it. I don't know if I can take Michigan. I need a second to think about it. Charlie Bob, you go first.
I'll take Michigan. I think they go down there and take care of business in Nebraska. I don't think Nebraska's they're still trying to put it together. And like I said, Michigan's defense is good, so I think they'll keep Nebraska down and probably under 20. And then I see Michigan being able to score on them.
All right, Andy.
Good pick. I agree with that. I think Nebraska hasn't played anybody yet, and they've been on the cusp of trying to get back and getting a signature win, and they haven't been able to do it. And I don't think they'll be able to do it this weekend. That Michigan's quarterback's really good. He can make plays, and like you said, their defense is good. I just don't think Nebraska's ready. I like Michigan, especially with a low spread like that, 1.5. I think that's an easy pick.
I got you. This is tough for me. I'm emotionally compromised here because I don't like what Michigan did, stealing signs for almost 3 years, what they wound up possibly doing to my Vols.
Sign stealer guy.
But then I got Nebraska, who skipped 2 ball games against us because their coach is a chicken. So I don't like either one of these two teams right now because of those 2 reasons. Otherwise, I wouldn't have a problem with them. I'm going to take Michigan.
It's got to be America's team.
Just because I think that's the best bet, but I'm not happy about it.
We're innocent.
All right. Now, next ball game. Let's pull it up. All right, folks, we got South Carolina at Missouri, 7 o'clock at night. Should be a very interesting ball game. Let's see. They got that Brett Pabula, who is the quarterback they picked up from Penn State at Mizzou, and he's playing really well. They're 3-0. Lenora Sellers, we're not 100% sure he's going to play. He is in a concussion protocol, is my understanding. They are 2-1. Vandy took him to the woodshed, which surprised me. That's one of my losses. Let's see. Mizzou's given up 10.5. It's at Mizzou. Let's start out with Andy this time.
That seems like a lot of points, but South Carolina hasn't been impressive at all, especially on offense. And now with the Sellers being questionable, we don't even know if he's going to play or not. And Mizzou's a pretty tough place to play, and they put up a lot of points. I'd like it a lot better at 9.5, but I'm going to go ahead and take it anyway. I'll take Mizzou to cover.
Oh, this is going to get damn ugly right here.
Charlie Bob?
I think the line's come down to 9.5 last time I looked at it. So,
Okay.
But I still think I don't think South Carolina's really got it together based on what I've seen. And I don't know. I mean, their season could really fall apart here if the quarterback's hurt and they, just aren't playing together well or whatever. Vandy just exposed them big time. They were at home, and I know Sellers got hurt, and that's a big deal. But I don't know. I didn't see a whole lot before he got hurt, so. I don't think the outcome would have been different had he been in the game, and I think Missouri is going to win this game and cover. I don't know. Beamer may be looking at this Virginia Tech job too.
Here, man, I'm telling you, this is a tough one because if Lenoris plays, that's a pretty big spread, and that may be why that spread's so high because they don't know.
Could be.
The Virginia Tech comment, I know Virginia Tech would love to have Beamer ball back.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Very interesting. South Carolina's got a good defense, but Vandy made them look bad.
Yep.
I want to pick Mizzou because I think Mizzou wins the game, but 10.5 points is a lot against another SEC team. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to pick Mizzou. So I think we all picked Mizzou, didn't we? All right, folks, Florida at Miami at 7:30, and Miami is -7.5. This is a big ball game for Billy Napier. If he loses this, there's an off week after this. They might let him go. They've got a running backs coach that's been suspended, I believe, for 3 weeks for slapping another coach. I haven't investigated that. That's what I'm hearing. Let's see. Florida's 1-2. Miami's 3-0. Carson Beck looks great. I've been saying that all off season. Everybody's selling Carson Beck short that he was going to go down there and put up great numbers because I think that team's got some talent, and I think he's a good player. So -7.5. I'm going to go first. I'm going to pick Miami, and I'll give up the points. Andy, let's go with you.
Yeah, this could be it for Sunbelt Billy. I mean, he's in trouble. This is a must-win game, and this is not a game you want to have to be a must-win game. With Miami playing the way they are now, Florida played LSU better than I thought they would. They still have a lot of talent, and they still have a pretty good defense. But Lagway was not good, and had 5 interceptions down there. And this is not an easy environment either. I just think Florida's just lost. So I'm going to go with Miami here.
All right. Charlie Bob?
Not so fast, my friend. I think the Gators are going to get a little redemption this week.
You said that last week.
Lagway played terrible, though. God, he threw 5 interceptions, and 2 of the interceptions, I think he was trying to throw the ball away and couldn't even do it. So, I mean, he's got to play at a high level for them to win, obviously. And I don't know. If he has another stinker like this, it may be the end for him and Napier.
It ain't got no gas in it. You see there, Scooter? Thinks of the simplest things first.
Because Lagway, if he, you can have all the talent in the world, but if you can't figure it out and the game doesn't slow down to you a little bit, then it doesn't matter. So I think Florida's got a lot riding on this for the quarterback and the head coach. But I'm going with the Gators. I'm going to give them one more chance. I'll take the points.
All right. You're going with the Gators. All right. Let's see. Let's pull up our next game. It's right there. Illinois at Indiana. Illinois is 3-0. Indiana is also 3-0. Indiana's really not beating anybody. Illinois, their best game was Duke and then 2 gimmies. So it's kind of hard to know. They've got Luke Altmaier, who's a very good quarterback. Indiana's got they brought in Mendoza, who was the guy at California, if you remember him, tall kid, kind of rangy, and he's a good quarterback as well. So, Illinois versus Indiana. Indiana's -5.5 because it's there. Britt Bielema. I think I'm going to take Indiana in this one. All right, Andy?
I'm going to go Illinois here. They've looked more impressive, and they have a better win so far than Indiana has. They really beat Duke pretty bad, and that's a good quarterback. Bielema is a good coach, and Indiana has a pretty easy schedule. Illinois, has a pretty easy schedule after this. So if they win this game, they could very well be in the playoff conversation coming out of the Big Ten. So I like, especially getting 5.5 points. I like Illinois here.
Okay. All right, Charlie Bob.
I agree. That's a good pick for those same reasons. I think Bielema, he's good at getting a team to play together, and usually pretty good at his attack or his plan for the opposing team. So I think he'll make the adjustments if necessary and at least keep them in it. And they're getting 5.5 points. So I'm going to take those points in Illinois.
All right. So now we're going to go to the last 2 games. Pull it up here. We're going to start out with UAB at Tennessee at 12:45. The problem here, I guess it's a problem, Tennessee's given up 38.5 points. And UAB's defense is not very good. They do have a decent offense. They're 2-1. They've had a couple of wins, not great. Alabama State, and they beat Akron. Of course, Tennessee looked so good against Georgia. Will Tennessee have a hangover from that game, or will they come out and just keep moving the ball like they did the last 3 weeks and score a ton of points? And then UAB, I'm going to take Tennessee minus the 38.5. Andy?
Yeah, Tennessee is undefeated against the spread this year. One of a few teams left in college football that has gone undefeated against the spread. And I don't see any reason not to take them again. The way Tennessee's offense is rolling, and Heupel has only lost, well, he's not going to lose this game, but 2 in a row, one time in his career here at Tennessee, and he usually comes out with a vengeance after a loss. So I think he's gonna want to put up as many points as he possibly can, and that's not a very good defense, UAB. So I think Tennessee covers.
All right, Charlie Bob.
Does Tennessee have any injuries that they're nursing, or that they need to give a guy a week off, or a few key guys like that?
Defense.
The ones on defense.
Heard. Yeah. That's my only thought is, coming out of a game, if they need to rest some people, if they need to, have some key people take a week off or play them very limited, I think you could see some of that, and a perfect place to do that. And so I kind of think, and Navy, they beat UAB. It wasn't a runaway. It was like 38-28 or 24 or something like that. And Navy, they're 3-0 this year, and they beat Oklahoma in the bowl game. So they stayed fairly close with Navy, and 38.5 points is a lot.
Yeah.
That's just a lot, and I think there could be, and it may be, they may pick up a touchdown or two in garbage time. It may be something like that, but I'm going to take UAB, and I'll take those 38.5.
They'll definitely rest everybody that needs to get rested. That'd be the only thing that could be an issue. And UAB's got a decent offense, but I'm going to take the Tennessee Vols, of course. Now, last ball game. This is the biggest game of the day. Let me pull it up. This is Auburn at Oklahoma. This is a big-time revenge game for one Jackson Arnold, who got kicked to the curb. Hugh Freeze picked him up and made him the starting quarterback at Auburn. And he's wanting to go into Oklahoma and make them regret kicking him to the side like they did.
Tells us revenge is a dish that is best served cold. It is very cold in space.
Now, Oklahoma doesn't miss him. They got John Mateer. They're thrilled with him. They're 3-0. Mateer is just he's a Diego Pavia out there with a better arm and a little bit more athletic. It's Oklahoma minus 6.5. Of course, Oklahoma's got a great defense. Auburn's defense is really good. We have an Auburn expert with us here today, and that is Charlie Bob. So let's go ahead and start with you, CB. Go ahead and tell us what you think is going to happen here.
Got some key injuries. Oklahoma lost their center, team captain center, last week against Temple. And so I think he's out. I haven't heard for sure if he's going to play or if he's able to make it back. But also the backup center is questionable. The left tackle is a true freshman. He's questionable. So depending on a couple of things there, that could make Auburn's pass rush a little better. And, if they can get some pressure on Mateer, although Mateer plays pretty well under pressure, he's played very well. So it's going to be a tough test for Auburn. They do get Alston back, their running back. He got hurt in the Baylor game. Had a great game, but he got hurt. They held him out the next 2 weeks. And so he comes back. So that'll give them that 1-2 punch at running back. I think Auburn's going to have to run the ball a little bit. And because I don't think Oklahoma's going to put, they're not going to put 8 men in the box. I think they're going to, play, they're going to put 7 in the box, I think, to starting out, and at least try that and see if those cornerbacks and safeties and all can stay with the wide receivers that Auburn has. If they're able to cover those guys, then it may be a long day for Auburn. But Auburn is going to need to run the ball using the pass game almost to set up the run, I think. And some of those 3rd and 8s, 3rd and 9s, Auburn is, if they're midfield, they'll run Jackson Arnold and get 6 of it and then go for it on 4th down. They've done that a lot. And so I think that may be their strategy, is to try to get out of those 3rd and longs by using 2 plays. But they're not afraid to do that. So that may take that a few a few series just to stay in this game. Red zone, both teams are great right now. So far, Auburn was last in the red zone rushing last year in the league, and but they're first this year so far. But a lot of that's subjective too. It depends on where you get the ball in the red zone. I think the team's going to show up. They know They know this is a big deal for Jackson, and I think they're going to show up. Auburn's defense is a huge question mark in my mind, whether they can cover anybody. They haven't yet. They haven't looked impressive so far, based on the talent that they've played. The defense has got to really step up, and they got Jay Crawford is probably out. He's their best corner. So some of those things concern me. I think Jackson will be able to throw maybe. I can just see some of those back shoulder throws from Mateer to the wide outs that Auburn just can't get to. So there may be some of that, but I'm going to take those 6.5 points though, and I'm going to take the Tigers.
All right, Andrew.
I can't believe you went that way, Charlie Bob. This is going to be a very interesting game with Jackson Arnold returning to Oklahoma, but I think the biggest thing right here is Auburn's defense has not looked good so far, and you said the same thing. They've given up a lot of yards, and I don't know if Auburn's offense can put up enough points to keep up. This game may be close for a little while, but I feel like Oklahoma might pull away late, so I'm gonna take Oklahoma to cover 6.5.
All right, yeah, I'm going to take Oklahoma as well. I think Auburn's pass defense is going to be a major problem. Mateer could have a field day with that. Yeah. Oklahoma is one of the few defenses that can stop a running quarterback. They can even go light in the box with it. That's because Brent Venables is a great defensive coordinator, or defensive mind now as a head coach. So I'm going to take Oklahoma because of that, and I think they will stop Jackson Arnold's running. If they do, Auburn's in trouble, and they're waiting for him there. So we'll see how it goes. It should be a great game to watch because there's so much drama in this ball game.
I have a question about the field as well.
You think they'll have it nice and wet and long like they did Tennessee?
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
I don't think they will because Mateer needs to run, and they don't want him getting a soft tissue injury. So I think they'll have that field pretty good shape.
Well, and they took so much grief from you.
Oh yeah, you know how I feel about that field. Tennessee couldn't even cut, and then they wondered at Oklahoma why they lost all their wide receivers. All of them got hurt.
Right.
Because if you can't cut, you're going to have soft tissue injuries. It is what it is. Hopefully they got a new greenskeeper since last year.
I guess we're playing for keeps now. I guess the kidding around is pretty much over, huh? I guess it's just a matter now of pumping about 15,000 gallons.
All right, so anyway, I'll end up taking Oklahoma because of this. But both teams are 3-0, so that makes it exciting as well.
Good
times. All right, folks, so that's our picks for week 4. Andy's in significant lead, although we're 16-12 both against the spread. It's not like we're hacks, but Andy's been on a run. We'll see if this continues.
Oh, pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
All right, folks, that's our week 4 predictions. We'll see how it goes. We've all three had some pretty good records so far, but you never know. When you're picking against spreads, it can get real tricky. But anyway, that's our best guess. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know we'll continue to cover all these big college sports stories. If you've not subscribed, boom, boom, and boom. Won't cost you a dime, help you get my videos. And right over here is the most recent video YouTube thinks you'll enjoy based on your viewing history. We'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.
I'm just curious. I saw you shuffling your checks with your right hand. Can you do that with both hands?
No.
Can't do it with both hands?
No, sir.